Now, hello everybody and welcome back to my X-Files. Now it's time for part 2, which of course is the general stuff. So, all of the containers that are non-Tesco. So, with that said, we start with small ones first. Of course, got another pair of Evergreens. Of course. Again, don't ask me if they're numbered just like the same as the other two, because it has that possibility, to be fair. But of course these ones need extra care, needing to lift these out. So first one's easy, this one's going to need a little bit more coaxing. So we already know about Evergreens. Nice, they're nice and green. These ones are weathered just like the other ones, but it's like a little bit of a different kind of greeny weathered. I don't know. But yeah, these ones are perfect, of course. Slightly weathered, and of course, nice green serve. At the bottom we have, of course, two other Evergreens. Of course, they have a slightly bit different kind of one. It's more weathered than the other ones. But yes, they are also really the same numbers again, but again, I don't care, because of course I've got too many, because I've got plenty of duplicates, and of course you'll find out that those are duplicates as well, because I've checked on the numbers and they're the same too. And of course those are nice, of course, green, of course, and they look a little bit less weathered compared to the ones that I have got at the moment. Presently, should I say. So the next ones that are more or less the same are these. These are more MSCs, of course, high cube. And of course, more rubbish, extra parts, of course. No need for those. Yep. Good, these open. On the Evergreens, I just need to recheck those open. So of course they are more, of course, of the Mediterranean Shipping Company containers. Of course, they're high cube, but of course I wanted to have another one of these yellow ones, of course, because of course they're used extensively on some Freightliner container trains. Plus, they're used a lot with GBRF freight ones too. Hence, me wanting to get GBRF Freight 66724 Drax power station. But of course, here of course also another red one too. Of course they're more or less the same colours. The other one is yellow weathered and red weathered. So there's not really anything more to go by for these two containers. Next two, of course, are weathered. The ones that I got, I believe, are unweathered ones. So they're a lot more lighter than these. And of course, they're used extensively by GBRF Freight and some Freightliner, but mostly on the GBRF Freights. Of course, rubbish. So here they are, of course, weathered factor Zims, of course, and with these ones you can definitely see the difference in their colour, for sure. I can get one out, please. When the red one's out, I can allow to explain myself a little bit further with these. Ferrymaster container doors. That one will come off. Ah, fine. Hang on, this will take a minute. Right, now we are out of that stupid thing. Here's a bright container I already got and compare it to that dark one underneath. Well, of course, the dark one underneath is actually the same number as the one on top, just weathered. But it doesn't matter because it's just a different kind of version of the Vector Zim container, really. Just made into a weathered maroonish kind of colour. So next one, of course, are these. These are different, of course, because one of them represents cooperative food and the other one's an Argos container. So yeah, continuing on, of course, got cooperative and the other one, so of course gives a different kind of blue, of course, compared to the other blue stuff. And of course I didn't know that Argos actually had containers. They're more or less road than rail. And of course these are not weathered, these are clear. Really clear containers is how they would be if they were normal. So here we go. So this is the Argos container, of course. You can just about see what it used to be, because it used to be known as Find It, Get It, Argos It, and Argos Delivering Value catchphrase. And of course, if you could just about see, they were shipped around by Malcolm Logistics, and that's the same as for the container that is actually going to be my crowd favourite, which is this one, the green cooperative food container. Of course, cooperative is still, of course, the big convenience store chain, and I didn't know they had containers either. But again, Malcolm Logistics as well ship these around. There you go. And of course the container looks very nice indeed. Very colourful, both of them. And I'll put a little bit more in. Now, with the other two, these ones are special because, again, it's got my favourite cooperative food and all that lot, but the difference is that these ones are graffitied containers. So you'll have a couple little special drawings, just like with the other two containers. You have these pieces, of course, these boxed bits, of course, are colour coded, of course. Of course, these are also a bit weathered as well, so you got Cooperative Food 1, of course. On one side, it's got a cool, a smiley face, a monkey. I don't know what that is, but it's a little bit of a scribble. But you can still see that it says the Cooperative Food. Same with the other side, but the other side has a train, a couple of tiny little markings, and then what looks like an alien or some kind of face on it. I don't know. It's very interesting though. And look at this, the other one's got this one's got a Groot, a little baby Groot on it, along with another kind of big graffiti and a small yes in the side. Then on the other side it's got an OK, it's got a person with a mask, and then a no and a no right here. But of course, all that used by Malcolm Rail. But of course I'm thinking I'll be using these a lot more than the but I don't know. We'll see. And then of course we've also got more P+O Ferrymasters containers, which are also weathered under new spec ones. Got these dark blue boxes of bits. So let's have a look at what kind of writing we've got in these containers, which is going to be really interesting. That's very interesting. So, the first container, of course, has got a mixture of. Yeah, I forgot to show you. There's the backs and the front doors to those graffiti containers. This one says King. Oh, and on the back it says my name. Look, it says Alex on it. Don't worry, I never ever do graffiti, ever. So this one, it's got a what looks like a vulture, falcon, or eagle kind of thing. Got like a teddy, so you could say Paddington Bear. And then you got some very small ones on there. Of course, there's not much on this side, which makes the P+O Ferrymasters sign look a lot seeable. But you got some little drawings there. That says Savage, Style, $. And it also has got some Star Wars things too. Look, little Millennium Falcon and an AT-AT. Really cool. And then the other one is definitely fully unseeable. So on the word so. So of course on this side you got a like, unknown, says Royal, I think it says. Then another unknown bit of graffiti. Got VIP said on there and a thumbs down. Then on this side you got class, I'm not sure what that said, classified? And then you've got this one, big street, and then on the back says Beast on this side. So I have to say, a very good overhaul of containers. So get these containers onto our train, and we'll see what it looks like before we start running them. So and I'm getting a feeling we're not going to fit all these 45 footers on, so I'll get on as much as I can with these. So yeah, every container is accounted for set for this graffitied one, so it doesn't matter. So because we've got a good full container train right here, using all these different containers. And don't forget everybody, some of these containers on our British railways are graffitied, so have seen them myself. But of course having some extra P+O Ferrymaster ones probably means doing some more container trains with P+O. And there's obviously a problem. course all three sides of my train companies, DB, Freightliner, GBRF. It will be, of course, using all versions of the containers that I am hauling. Okay, so that about wraps it up for this part. So for the final part, I'll utilize, I think, all different kinds of containers to create one intermodal of existing and new containers for this final train.